She was delivering lunch when she bumped into a stranger. He wasn't just hungry. He was the owner of the company. It was nearly 1 p.m. when Maria pushed open the heavy glass doors of the towering office building downtown, balancing 2 brown paper bags and a styrofoam drink tray in her arms. The summer sun had been merciless, and beads of sweat trickled down her neck as she wiped her brow with her sleeve. This was her 4th delivery of the day, and her feet ached inside her worn sneakers. But she kept moving, she always did. A single mother of 2, she worked 2 jobs and still managed to bring smiles to her customers with every lunch she delivered. Inside the building, the marble floors gleamed, and suited professionals passed her without a glance. The elevator was out of order again, so she headed for the stairs, carefully climbing to the 10th floor where the order was supposed to go. But just as she turned the corner, someone rounded the hall in a rush. And the collision sent the drinks tumbling, soaking her shirt and splashing onto the floor. "I'm so sorry," she gasped, trying to collect the spilled bags, her hands trembling as she realized how unprofessional this must look. The man knelt beside her, helping pick up the mess. He looked worn, his shirt untucked, hair a little disheveled, and eyes tired. He didn't shout or scold her. In fact, he smiled gently. "Looks like we both needed a break," he said. Maria blinked, startled by his kindness. I can fix this. I'll run back and get a fresh order. It won't take long." But the man waved her off. "Don't worry. This was mine, wasn't it?" "No," she said, puzzled. "I'm delivering to a marketing team on this floor." He chuckled, almost to himself, and nodded. "I just saw the food and got hopeful. I haven't eaten since breakfast." Maria glanced at him, really looked this time. There was a quiet desperation in his eyes, one she knew well. Hunger had a way of hollowing a person's soul. Without hesitation, she opened the untouched bag and handed it to him. "Here," she said. "It's not much, but it's still warm." He looked stunned. "You'd give up your customer's order, for me? I'll figure something out. You look like you need it more than they do." He took the bag slowly, as if unsure whether to accept such kindness. "Thank you," he murmured, his voice cracking just slightly. "You have no idea what this means." Maria smiled and stood. "We've all been there." She rushed back downstairs, called the restaurant for a replacement, and paid for it herself, something she really couldn't afford. But something in that man's eyes haunted her, and it just felt right. 2 weeks passed. Maria returned to the same building, this time delivering a bulk order to a conference room. She didn't expect to see him again, until she turned and froze. There he was, in a tailored suit this time, standing confidently at the head of a boardroom table. "Maria?" he said, his voice echoing through the quiet room. Her heart sank. Was he going to call her out in front of everyone? But instead, he walked toward her, extended his hand, and said, "Everyone, this is the woman who reminded me what real leadership looks like." The room fell silent. He turned to her, smiling. "I'm Daniel Hartman, CEO of Hartman & Company. That day you gave up your customer's lunch for a stranger, you didn't know who I was. You didn't do it for recognition. You did it because you saw someone who needed help." Maria was speechless. "I'd taken a step back from my company," he continued. "I was burnt out, disillusioned. I disguised myself and spent days among my employees, trying to remember why I started this company in the first place. That day, you reminded me." He handed her an envelope. "This is a small thank you. Inside is an offer letter. I want you on our community outreach team. We need people like you, people with heart." Tears welled in Maria's eyes. She hadn't expected anything. She'd just done what she always tried to do, treat people like human beings. "I don't know what to say," she whispered. "Say yes," he smiled. "And let's change a few more lives together." That night, as Maria tucked her kids into bed, she held the letter close to her chest. For the first time in years, she felt something she hadn't felt in a long time: hope. Sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness become the most powerful. Maria's story reminds us that compassion costs nothing, but its impact is immeasurable. In a world often rushing past those who need it most, stopping to care just might change a life, maybe even your own.